Okay, seems to be working now. Here we go. That is that. Turn that off. Go here. Refresh that. I'm live. There we go. It wasn't quite working for some reason. All right. We're going to go over here to YouTube. We're going to do that. We're going to go over here.
£22,000.
Okay. And we're going to do this. Do that. We're going to go over in here. We're going to do this. Boop. And this. And that.
Brand new day and the last day here of the PMNC UK Grand Finals for the 2021 edition. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you some of the action that was going to be happening today. My name is Maxman. I'm going to be your host, but as always, we're going to need two fantastic voices to bring you through.
I forgot my water. I'm always forgetting something.
Before we crown the Grand Champion of the United Kingdom for PUBG Mobile Esports. It's going to be, as always, Professor Tarzan and also Highland Wolf. I'm going to start with you, Highland. How are you feeling, man, going into this final day?
It already feels slightly sad that it's coming to an end. It goes by so fast every single time these tournaments, but we've had an absolute banger of a tournament so far, and coming now to our final day, I'm expecting even more. Expecting it not to be just an NDL runaway. I want to see all of these other teams compete and try to get that final.
Look, you say sad is ending, but I'm not going to lie, and I think Tarzan might agree with me on that one. We won't have to deal with you anymore, Highland, after today. So I'll take that as a win. I'll take that as a win, personally. But Tarzan, how are you feeling? Happy to not have to deal with Highland anymore after this?
Man, it starts already between the two of you. But you know what? I'm extremely excited, right? Because I love to do some stats. We've seen some teams like really change the view upon, you know, the way that they played, like through yesterday, and both in a good and bad way, right? So I like to always say, you know, by all means, prove us wrong, and we love to, because new possibilities, you know, adding a lot of flavors to the battlefield is always something that we're up for.
Yeah, especially you're talking about teams that changed things up. I'm thinking Team Savage has got a really big step up since yesterday, so we'll have to talk a little bit. We'll pick out a few of the teams that have some really good improvements from day 2. Right before that, having day 1 maybe struggling a little bit is great, because let's not forget, sure, you got the prize pool, you got also potentially being called the best team in the UK in PUBG Mobile Esports as of right now, but must not forget, there's also that big PMPL Western Europe slot for the full split that's going to be available that I would say, Highland, is really taking a big toll for all of these teams. That is the big focal point. So it's going to be a big battle on this third and final day.
Oh, it certainly has, and I think we've seen teams for sure.
Need a little extra volume, don't we?
I mean, you mentioned Savage have now got themselves in what is 4th position overall from what was them down in the second half of that leaderboard in the end of the first day. I also think we've been seeing teams generally step up across the board, and that's why actually, as we'll move into those overall standings later, that it is so close. I mean, you think towards the top end of that leaderboard, minus NDL towards the bottom, there's actually only about 20-25 points in it between these top teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great to see these kind of improvements. But I do have to say, we've got the prize pool we're going to be looking at once again.
4 minutes.
It's going to be a total of £22,000 divided between all of the few top teams. And it's also going to be £450 for the MVP. And seeing right now, Tarzan, after day 1, after day 2, we saw the MVP 2 times being from NDL. Do you have a speculation of which player potentially might be the MVP at the end?
You know what? I'm thinking I'm going to pick between Euphoria and Jody. I think it's just because of the performance from day 1 and 2. And in a way, it's just the squad doesn't show any signs of slowing down either. So like with the aggressive style when it comes to just overall survival time, right, as well as just fragging power, it will place them in that contender seat for sure.
Yeah, I think that's something that never know. We'll have to see. But £6,500 for the first place team. That is definitely going to be what they're aiming for. Also with that PMPL slot at the very end of the day. But also don't forget, we're going to have our standings that we're going to have to go and check out to see exactly what we're playing for and what we're working with hitting this third and final day of the PMNC UK Finals. As we're going to have a quick overlook of how things are going. And here, Highland, NDL 140 points just running away with a huge lead right now.
NDL absolutely stomping of a lead. I mean, the kill points alone here, Tarzan, or should I say Max as well, are enough to put them in actually that 7th position alone. They don't even need the placement points to be on that left side of the leaderboard, and that's a statement in itself. I think, however, rightly so, as we mentioned, there is such a small difference between the points overall between, as you can see, TSC Ultimate rising up in 2nd position, 92.
They have the most amount of points of anybody. Like, kill points, placement points, everything.
Between them and 10th position on that right side. I actually think with Via, they are one of those teams that are those dark horses. Maybe not to take it
7
all, of course.
points. I wonder what's happened because I haven't seen a lot of this. So I really don't know what happened, but that was
more prize money than what they would get currently in that 10th position.
But they got to the finals, so obviously it's just a bad weekend. That's too bad.
Punch Man, where every time he gets beat up, he learns and he just becomes even stronger the next time you meet him. That's, for example, so Savage talked about them, 91 points despite them being on the 2nd page at the start of yesterday's 5 games. So really good improvement from them. Nice. But when you're looking on the 2nd page here, Tarzan, we're looking at some teams that we're not too happy to see them down there. And one of those actually is TRG down in 14th. That comes as a big surprise to many, I think.
It's a really huge surprise based on 2 things, right? They got 49 points in day 1. That placed them at 4th place after day 1, but they only got themselves 9 points in day 2. And that would be a disappointment, not just to us, but for those who are watching, right? Because they're constantly being voted as one of the fans' favorite, I should say. So I hope that bit of power would really channel into the players and their brains so they can really redeem themselves in this last day.
They're only 18 points away also from Conqueror UK, currently standing in 8th place. So, really, if they have a good, strong performance on game 1 on Erangel, we could see them on the 1st page, which is where I think they want to be. Because if you are playing on that 1st page, that's where the big differences in prize pool actually do arise. So that's going to be the focus for TRG and all the teams playing in that direction. And Highland, another team that I'm potentially thinking of here is also Fair Esports, currently standing on 70 points. The team that you talked about has improved on many facets. But do you think they can continue on that launch now hitting day 3, or do you think they might, unfortunately, be a little bit all over the place?
I think that Fear, they are one of those teams that have had this finals buff as it's gone on. They've gotten even better and better. And as you can see through these final 5 games, once they gain the same maps overall, they're starting to get used to it. They're starting to get accustomed to this. And
thanks for subscribe, Fallen. Hi. Hello. I'm not on YouTube right now. I'm still in Discord. Hang on.
Chicken dinners even more and more as we came into that final game yesterday. I think that it's going to be a repeat once more, and they're just going to keep on.
Trying to get rid of some Discord notice so I know if it's important if somebody
messages. The exact same maps of day 1 and
Bit hey, Fallen.
Third day here for the finals, and it's going
we are. It should be starting right now.
So into Miramar again, and once again into Erangel. So Erangel, Miramar, once more. If these are the maps,
it's gonna be about 11:30 my time because these are all UK times.
Competition. You have that little game in the middle that might be able to help out every once in a while.
All right, I'm back on YouTube.
Many of those, but once again.
Hello.
They're trying to take themselves some wins for the teams, but we can see also if the community on the YouTube and Twitch chat can take some dubs for themselves. We're going to have the community voting starting off once again for this very first game today. It's going to be on Erangel. So to enter the vote, as I said, it can be on YouTube, it can be on Twitch. It doesn't really.
You know what's annoying is I rushed around to get ready,
in the chat
and I forgot water.
Of your choice. For example,
I have
you want
no
to support
water.
TSC Ultimate. Spam in the chat,
That's
#TSC, and you will enter a vote for
Hi, Saeed.
team.
Welcome,
I'm
welcome.
going to start with you for today. Which is going to be a team you're going to put your vote towards for this first game?
First game, oh, this is going to be tricky. You know what? I'm going to go off meta in a way. Like, meta is basically NDL, right? That sounds so bad, but I'm going to go for TSC. TSC Ultimate will be my choice for this game 1. I think they are coming in pretty strong. They got themselves.
I don't know what you go for because I'm rooting for 2 teams now. I'm rooting for Sons of Odin and NDL, who happen to be winning.
If they can continue that type of momentum, I think they can.
But to win the first game,
they are the only other team.
Hard because I don't think Sons of Odin will. They might though.
Right now, based on the momentum.
It'd be nice if they would.
Okay,
it'd be
like
nice because
it'd
be a great start to the last day.
If they can try and get himself a win on the first game on Erangel. Island.
Sons of Odin. Let's go Sons of Odin. Let's go for the confidence vote.
True.
I wanna see them win.
I'm going to actually go for Team Savage. I feel that yes, Fia are hyping themselves.
Savage is really good though.
By that second day, it took a little bit of time.
Isn't this cute? This animation though. They animated all like a little crowd. Because normally these kinds of finals would be with a live audience and everything. Don't buffer.
16.
There we go.
Yeah,
you just yell at it for a little bit.
Okay,
Fine.
Respect on that one.
But isn't it cute?
Fine. I am going to avoid throwing and cursing this team again because I did it to them on day 1. But I'm going to go with Conqueror UK. I think they had a slow ramp up. I was a little bit happier with their day 2 compared to their day 1, so I think...
I forget which one Courage changed their name to. These teams keep changing all their names and orgs mid-tournament and things like that. It's really frustrating because I don't know who's who.
My pick to go for. And we'll see how things
I'm good, Saeed. How are
out.
you?
The votes are still coming on through. If you haven't already, once again, enter the vote for your team. Oh, too late. You know what? Gonna scrap that one. It's too late. The votes have now been taken into account. And Cyrax actually recorded 50% of the...
Interesting, because Cyrax did not have a stellar day yesterday. We watched the whole thing, and I just...
Also, just like Johan and Wolf
they just kept not quite getting there. Not the performance they would have liked, I think.
We saw them play so well day 1, but day 2 they felt somewhat absent, weirdly so.
I think the point difference is not like huge enough to say that they've been disappointing, but I actually like the fact that the community picked them because they are that one team that have the experience of fighting NDL, right? In group stage, of course, NDL claimed that they were going to play the finals completely differently.
Hi, Mark.
Has that ability. So
wait, who is this? Is this Falcon?
Have that hype house effect where they have one game or just one.
Only one person would.
Even if it's not a win, right? A huge amount of kills
would
that
do
can
that
really
to me.
propel them and really chase the spot back.
Yeah,
here we go.
We'll see how it's going to work out, but hype is going to be here indeed, and for me at least. So I'll let you guys take it away on our first game of day 3 for the finals of the PMNC UK.
Ooh, let's go.
Oh, day 3, it is here. Only 5 more games.
Oh, it's Caboose. Hi, Caboose.
I mean, it's okay. At least we get to work.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Doesn't have to deal with me anymore for a little bit while longer. But at least
how are you? Thank you for coming in, by the way. Nice to see you.
Final matches for the most part here. The playing path as well are going to be very central for, I would argue, again, the majority of this first game. I think.
Okay, so NDL are green this time around. Sometimes they're yellow.
Because we look towards, I think, once again, the playing path yesterday towards these zones yesterday, Tarzan. It was actually a very split series of zones. I mean, now we're just looking to see how these teams cope with what we've already seen.
Right? Is that them?
I think this
purple. Are they still purple?
Yeah, they're still purple. Because I've done some homework, like for my role, for my this job, to know where they dropped, right? And a lot of these teams just have this playing path given to.
So NDL going Georgia Pole, and Sons of Odin are going Prison. It looks like.
Will still be a little bit
solid
shaky
spots
for a team like Xenotactic, who wants to really redeem themselves and have some good performances, and very close to Team Savage based on that Gatka drop. But look at the other teams, just such an easy drop for them. If there's any team that will find it's just slightly harder, it would be Most Wanted, who wants to go to Yasnaya Pollyanna. But I don't think Sons of Odin.
Look how everybody's bunched up though.
Them. Like,
all right, Saeed. See you later.
So we will actually have a very interesting playing path because this is where they can really do their homework. They've done their homework.
I do not have a team in this game. No, I do not. I used to. I'm on the Sons of Odin server, and I used to.
Further north.
Alert! Thanks, Saeed. I used to do their scrims back in the day, so I'm kind of rooting for them. But then also NDL managed to come into my chat last night and hang out, so I'm rooting for them tonight as well. But they're winning, so I think they're okay. But no, I do not have a team personally in here.
It's not necessarily something that works out for them here on
not yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, also this playing path, the way that it complements that phase 1 circle, though, is just leaving these teams once again the opportunity to really hunt certain teams down. Like, I think is one of the most
important. And also, I think either this weekend or maybe last weekend, the footage from that, I'm gonna make a video on it. So I'm here to look at clips for footage.
I'm talking about teams like Cyrax and IND who constantly go to the southern island without getting punished at all. And the fact that they have to cross back to the main island now is a great chance for some of the teams.
I already have one battle in mind from last night that was just crazy. It was 3 teams in one house all trying to fight each other.
Kills, you can see that it would take a team like Cyrax.
No, it is not fallen. It is not. They are not in here. They're not a UK team, I don't think. I don't think. I'm not entirely sure because the things I saw online were Italian, but then the guy I was talking to was like talking about currency and saying pounds, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, when you think,
but no,
down, the difference
they are not in here.
Could be maybe only
we started watching this before I got that
in that second
that
position,
opportunity.
That's a big amount of money changed.
It's actually a life-changing amount of money. Like if a team
Yeah.
is
First place gets
based on
$6,500.
4 players, like no subs, no manager, no organization, every one of them can get one of the most high-end device, right? And we know how important that is for them to have a multi-platform type of social media presence, video editing and all that stuff. So we are starting to have these devices out there, but a lot of people struggle because they don't have this type of advantage. So if they've been struggling and they've made it to this stage, this is where they can actually change their life if they allow it that way.
I love that word, by the way, like multi-platform. I mean, we also got one of those modules in my degree at university after the summer. We got broadcasting for multi-platform, but I mean, because I'm not there yet, I'm technically classed as a noob.
Oh, why is it buffering? I may need to lower the quality slightly.
When it comes to multi-platform delivery.
You know what? Like, I'm even worse.
We are not live anymore. I'll just skip forward there. That would be why. I've got chat on the... There. Come on! Sorry.
Like this.
There we go.
Relatively older. Okay, guys.
I got it in the end.
Established that. Even
I had forgotten to hide the live chat, so I think I was probably having some issues with it. If it buffers again, I'll just lower the quality a little bit.
Analyzing this game, and this is time.
I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi today.
And I actually want to see more from this team because you mentioned how they had a decent start in day one, but only getting 15 points yesterday. Comparing to the 63 in day one, they really need to step up their game.
Yeah, they didn't get all that many points, but that aside, I also just want to say that I've also got, I think, what will be 3, 7, 8 pieces of paper on my desk, and my desk is not very big. I mean, my keyboard is like way behind the monitor right now, and just to make you not feel so old, that even as youngsters here, Tarzan, also use paper.
Hey, you know what? Like.
Right, that's quite enough of that.
I don't know what's the right thing to say. Do what.
It's not live again. Hate that. Oh, it's already at 720. I ain't going 480. What's going on with it then? Let me check my task manager.
Really well. So let's see what they're going to do. You know what? To my disappointment, I should say, no one wants to go out of the ordinary based on this play style and all that stuff like triple esports. I love that what they did yesterday when Max picked them and we hyped them up for is when they needed to rotate through Milta, they really did their job and they absolutely killed TRG there. And I think that's one of the issues for TRG. The fact that Milta's given to them without any contest is actually a bit of a waste. The way that they play it, they just extended the looting phase. Like, that's not how you play Milta or farm. You use it as a very strong choke spot. You use it to bring yourself to the next power position very easily. And most ones
Alright, there we go. I think we got rid of some stuff.
Sign of Sons of Odin because they just know how each other drop.
Why are there 10 Chrome tabs up for one Chrome tab? I don't even understand.
Think about how to choke them off.
It may buffer a little bit, but we're already at 720. I don't really want to do anything with that. So we'll try it like this, okay?
I actually like that they're taking a different approach to this Orangle match, Sons of Odin. They're trying something different. They're cutting off Most Wanted, as we know. They've always dropped Ineas Knight Pollyanna, and you're trying to search for those kills. And for actually a team like Sons of Odin as well, they're very far down when it comes to that leaderboard. I mean, it's only 51 points, and yes, I think there is still definitely time. You could see in a world where Sons of Odin are up there in the top 3 by the end of today with some miracle performances.
Really?
But it's a long way to get there.
Yeah.
I think experience is a very, very key factor as usual, and also just team dynamics, really. I really got DMs today from like players, and knowing the struggles, I actually feel them. It's almost painful to hear that, sometimes they are not having a great time. They think it's only another day of agony and stuff like that. So, you know what? I'll always be that advocate to try to, keep teams together. Just any guidance would really help. And you know what? If you're insect in real life, you probably need to know how to peek your head, not to expose yourself to the sideline, especially of that from Triple Esports, such a strong squad. And you know what? Borderline disappointed, although they still got that chance, but the lead from NDL is just enormous.
Yeah.
Am I in real life too, Tarzan? Is this what we call reality? I mean, Naz, It's not a good reality for him. I mean,
Sons of Odin actually have a really nice spot in the
zone.
You know
what? Like that's the issue. Like when you pushed up so close, you are pushing against someone with high ground advantage as well as third party. You know, should I say third person peak advantage should be the right term. And now they need to rotate, and that's the problem. When you're pushing in, this is almost, not almost, it's not even borderline, it's a disrespectful position. Like if you need to come in close, your teammates need to have a very, very good overwatch, but this land between where the overwatch can be established and where NAS was situated and located, extremely hard to pull off.
Oh, as well, the triple not going in as a full squad in that situation, Nas getting caught. And I think it just speaks to the fact that Triple Esports coming into this finals have not been at all the same team that we saw in the group stage. And I think
isn't that interesting how that happens a lot? Like it happens a lot. Like you'll have a team that just nails it all the time in group stages, and then they get to the final and they panic. It's really weird the amount of pressure that gets, or the amount of teams that the pressure just all of a sudden gets to.
Your plays, right? I should say, showing what you've got based on your plays, and there's not really much.
There's so many teams that you see that they did really well, and you get really excited for them in the finals, and then they just don't perform because
off the chart right now.
For some reason,
it's actually extremely interesting.
The finals are just
in the middle there, and that is
scary, I guess.
This one's drop spot. So
it's interesting. It's just interesting.
If the circle goes to where you drop, you should
even amongst pro teams
advantage.
Less so, but
should be carried
pro teams
over,
as well
not just from that early game in case someone drop on you, but in the late game it ever comes to you, so you don't even have to move at all, right? So Most Wanted is situated on the more southwestern side of the city and try to control that part of land.
NDL as well on the northern edge will try to control away Yasna Polyana. Keep in mind Phase 2 did shift. I believe what feels like it could be up more towards the northern side of this shift. We haven't seen it on the map, but just the way the NDL are positioned there makes me feel that that is the case.
Yeah, I think they just have a compound that have many, many options. They can very closely get to the Yasnaya point to really scout the south side if it ever shifts that way, but they can also have a huge and strong spot on the northern side if it stays on that part.
Santos, thank you for the subscribe. Welcome.
Team, they came in a really
welcome to the channel. If you're in the stream, hello.
So it's going to be a very versatile. I think it's very hard to predict how this zone is going to go, and where they choose to stay right now would be so key. And there's a high chance that with this central belt being so populated right now,
this is such, I love this position so much. I love going there all the time.
Like,
it's really
where
nice.
You reset up, I should say. So same spot, but a different way to play it after the new circle appears.
And as zone as well, a lot of teams on the south side, Tarzan, and you've got to think that particularly all of those teams rotating up, that's where again the congestion will be. I mean, you see the likes of Excuse Me, they got a little bit of trouble rotating Triple Sons of Odin. It also was a northern shift zone, so I was correct, but it goes north once again, over towards Yasna and Polyana, and actually in towards the rest of that northern side, to the edge of Stalwa, to the edge of Severny as well. This is a very tricky rotation, but I do think it's made slightly easier by the fact that tricky rotation to rotate into.
Liana, you want to be more towards the center of the zone, to that northwestern side. You can still park your cars. You don't have to worry about all the barrage of teams crashing in. But
it does this all the time. I don't understand. All right, it's because I'm messing with it. Wi-Fi is not liking me tonight.
You know what? Some of those teams would definitely have those players, but they need to find the right time to support as well. The white rotations are now coming in. Example team wants to try their luck, is not going to be easy against all that cover fire coming in from Yasnaya.
They're trying to jump in onto Yasnaya, but Yasnaya
pressure.
Inside the field.
And it's hard because you can't really practice against it, can you? It's a lot of a mental thing. And it's a shame, but it's definitely a thing.
You could have not asked for a better position here with this zone shift. Most Wanted every single time.
I wonder what goes into, making sure that they don't do that. I wonder what sort of resources or...
Unfortunately, not so.
Okay, we might have to have it on horrible... Ah, it's at 1080 again. There we go. Let's put it to 720 real quick. Sorry, guys. Makes people overthink, yeah, for sure. And I wonder if...
They actually have a very strong compound to play off. It's going to be extremely tricky for these teams, though, to readjust their split. And
I wonder what sort of resources or steps or things they have in place to combat that. Like in orgs, you know, like big orgs where they all live together and all that. I wonder what they've got in place, because not everybody's going to be super level-headed just because.
The nade should come through.
Welcome. Ooh, welcome.
For here, the rest of Tactics first.
That's a nice nade. That's a nice nade.
In, there will be a smoke, not a grenade. So it means that actually for here, Tactics, they survive a little bit longer. And it feels also the fact that that was a smoke used by Cable.
Ah, Sons of Odin going up against TR. TS?
Is also
no, TRG.
They want it kind of edge away from this position. You can see this Cyrax, they're not in a good place. They're in a quarter. Also, Sons of Odin, not in a good place either.
What is this buffering? I've got red bars now. I may have to reset the live box. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. Hang on. I have to go reset my live box. It'll cut off for a bit, and then come back in about